Can we get like a main light going? Because this is going to be hard to read.
They're all broken with those.
Okay. You don't have to, but like I just thought about the fact that I have to read something. My name's Christian Welch, for those of you who don't know or don't pay attention to Facebook pages or the events you go to. I've been doing spoken word poetry for a few years and luckily have been very welcomed into the music community with it. So thank you to John for letting me be on this. If y'all don't know the bands, Follow Close is from up, and they're like dope. So be here for that. Simone is dope. She's not on the show, but go to a show she is on. Anthony, thank you for the amp. Best of Friends, who Anthony is doing stuff in. Gabe, thank you for Facebook messaging me. Victor for telling me to wait. I'll say the rest of the Madison Turner, I believe. She's from Far As Death too, so do things with your stuff that help her do things with hers.
Agree.
Something I like to promote a lot. If you've ever seen me before or heard me speak at all, I like to think that it resonates. Bye for now. That I highly promote honesty in all aspects of my life. I don't know if I'm good at it or if I uphold that or stay true to that. Morality, I guess you'd have to ask other people. I like to think that I do. I like to highly promote honesty, and I think everyone needs to start doing it a lot more often than they do, because if we do the things that we've been doing, then we're going to end up exactly where we are. And I don't know if you've been paying attention, but nah, we can't continue to be where we are because it sucks. Don't go on the internet as much. I don't talk about that too often, but and I sort of wonder one day, you know, the fact that even in minuscule, generic small talk, finite things like, you know, I like that shirt, or those are nice shoes, or beautiful earrings get miscommunicated, and it really irritates me because I don't agree with all these hedges and mazes and all these fallacies that people speak with. People don't speak with what is actually inside of them. They speak with what they've been crafted into assuming they should speak as. And I started to wonder one day how nice it would be if every once in a while people walked up to you and said things like, I like you as a person. And your finite flesh, trembling on the inside, though you may be, as if we don't see that you're more afraid of scars than the people that actually leave them. How your arms are like doors with rusty hinges on them because they never quite open up all the way to let people in. How your fingers grow loose when you're trying to hold on to a handshake because you're too busy trying to hold on to our attention long enough for us to notice that it's hard for you to hold on to anything. How you walk as if no one would notice if you tripped over your own tongue right now, the way your hair falls. The pertinence between your breathing and the last time you cried over something more than the ending of a movie. How your mouth does not seek water before you speak because you don't feel your words are alive anymore. How if I died right now and became casket trash, you would label it as an interesting day instead of changing your lives, even though you too know how easily good people die. How you look at us through dryness. How you break your eyeballs against the world trying so hard to see the beauty in it. How you stop and breathe. As if something someone said made you go, just long enough for you to refine your attention span right before drifting off into a thought about how my lungs can carry so much debris and dust, but to cough up this trash with these symbols breathe back into them from the times I too may have cried over something more than the ending of a movie. I like you because you don't know the miracles you are. You all are like turning air into gold, and I would cry over you too if that concept was not from the ending of a movie. You are made up of 93% of particles known as stardust, and you live under a sun that one day will heat and pressurize itself into a planet-sized diamond, and yet you do not try to touch it, and yet you act like you don't find home more in the mouth of the sky than in the mouth of other people. I like you because you knew self-control in the way you hurt yourself to make sure others couldn't. You remind me of the beauty and the pedantic world. You are a rose petal on concrete, the wedding ring at the other end of a kiss for a kid you thought would have treated you right now 3 years and 8 months ago, and most of all, my highness, my liege. and to whom I am forever indebted for this presence. I like you because you don't know how to like yourself sometimes. I saw it in the way you stopped, as if you thought that this broken open hermit actually had something, anything at all to offer you. Thank you. Okay. There's a band called Lipschitz, which probably all you know already, so whatever. Them, Madison Turner, Follow Close, and then I believe Thieving Hands is from West Palm or something, is going on tour with Follow Close. Buy crap with, or donate your shoes to them so they could sell those, or trade them, do something. If you have multiple pairs of shoes, don't give away your only pair of shoes. If you have enough money for more shoes, just buy a shirt. But, give money to them. I do officially have CDs now for my project. If anyone would like one, just feel free to talk to me. If you happen to want one and you buy something from one of the touring bands, then you get my stuff for like stupid cheap or stupid even more cheap, or however you want to work that out. I do accept trades for Arizona tea. If you know me, I'm not taking granola anymore, but I will substitute bananas. Not for me. Don't do anything weird to them. They're for someone else. So if you want, you can bring me bananas. I'll give you stuff. This is under a project, technically, me, and the project is called Kill the Poets. That CD came about through a lot of strange incidences kind of occurring all at once. It came about from that, but all at the same time, a lot of weird stuff happened. And I feel very strongly about this stuff. Actually, some of the stuff I'm going to speak about tonight. How long do I have? Like 15 more minutes? I'll just go for 15 minutes. There's another poem I normally do, but the point of it being, wake up and be more grateful than you are. Your body is a temple. The people around you, you've been blessed with. If you don't feel like you're blessed to have those people in your life, then they're probably people you don't need in your life, and you need to reevaluate how you're conducting your life. Seriously, and it's not just, so every day I wake up and I'm like, cool, I'm thankful today more often. No, you have to do things in order for things to happen. I don't know if anyone notices that, but posting a Facebook status about how thankful you are isn't going to do anything for you as a person. You have to do it, and you have to do it honestly. Bands, Lipschitz. See, My Sweet Symphony, I believe, goes on after me. So, that's cool. Again, if anyone disagrees or has an opinion or likes or anything that I say, if you want my phone number, if you want to talk about something, if you want to quarrel, question me, ask me a question, feel free. I would love to talk about what I do and the things I believe in and the things you believe in and the things you do, and it's very enjoyable. Even if it ends up in an argument, I personally don't walk away at the end of the day going, man, that day sucked. That person had an opinion. So, y'all can do, but I highly support that. Okay.
You never even came. You never called. You forgot about me. How could you forget me?
I didn't forget you. I would never forget you.
I hate you.
Will you not be mad at me for 1 second, because I want to tell you one thing, okay? Okay, because last night I was writing you a letter, and then words got it too big, okay? This is like Foxy and Nicole. And I said, Lucy, I'm sorry I made you hurt your feelings. And I was thinking about you all the time, and I was at Lucy on a hammock, and Lucy at school, and Lucy in the sky and kisses and hugs daddy. And P.S. I love you like a song. P.S. I love you like in a song.
If listening to me, I could ask that any one of you here leave with any one thing, it would be the knowledge that love is stronger than every single one of you. If you don't know, love is stronger than every one of you will ever have the ability to be. If you allow it to allow you, then great things, unimaginable things will come from your life. Forgiveness and love, compassion and love need to go hand in hand in our daily lives, because you're either one or two people in this world at one point in your life. You're someone making phone calls at 3 a.m. in the morning, or you're someone answering phone calls at 3 a.m. If you're the person making the phone calls, understand who's in your life while you can. Understand what you have before it's gone, because one day you're going to wake up and realize that everything you were doing was going in the completely wrong direction with those relationships. And if you're the person answering the phone calls, never stop. I understand that it gets rough. I understand sometimes you wonder if it's going to work out, or if it's doing anything, or if it's having an effect. Maybe it's not right now, but one day it's going to hit that person. And the phone call at 3 a.m. is a lot less troubling than the one at 7 a.m. saying that that person killed themselves last night. I spent a lot of time with extremism ideologies that I thought made me some form of an intellectual, that caused me to disregard people in my family and my friends. And then to look at one of those friends in the face as he's trying to push my car out of a ditch at 12 midnight, even when I'm telling him it's not going to work. And to realize that I denied that person the title of friendship in my head just because I'm too arrogant to get over definitions. It really makes me feel like a jerk. And no matter what anyone in your life has done to you, or will do to you, or is doing to you, you need to put in the effort with that person. Because one day all of us are going to wake up and realize that the decisions we've made, the things we've done, were completely backwards. I'm going to look around and realize that none of those people that actually mattered to us are around anymore.
There are loved ones in the glory, whose dear forms you often miss. When you close your earthly story, will you join them in their bliss? Will the circle be unbroken by and by, by and
Hello.
by? Is a better home waiting in the sky, in the sky.
When I was a kid, my grandmother faked a heart attack as a joke.
Days of childhood.
6th grade was my earliest memory of wonderment about God. I knew inside that my morals could be in a better place, that I could and should be a better person. Now, I don't know if my standards of school bus can be considered a church, but it was the first time I really felt a want to communicate with God. Me and my mother don't talk much. Not out of dislike, we just don't. And so there are ghosts. And so there are beings in other places like my mirror, which I finally began to look into again. And so I hope every poem to be a hymn hanging like the wrists of us as we all are fish, trying to shoot ourselves inside of the barrel of hope, that I might hear something that will bring me to where I need to be, because if I can live with myself, then surely I can live with them. And when beds are made of pools of our past, when we finally sleep sound, I hope I won't have wasted away any final moments. Will there be anyone left in the end? When I was a kid, my grandmother faked a heart attack as a joke. I freaked out. A few years ago, my great uncle found my grandmother on our couch at the hospital, diagnosed her with diabetes, and said that had it been another 10 minutes, she would have died. I've never been so calm in my life. My grandmother has always been an angry person, but now when she yells, I can tell that it must be out of fear. When she speaks of me leaving, I can tell how it must wrench like pipes, trying to fit sound too big for their bodies like a church organ, built for heaven but by someone who does not know its distance. I'm still not sure if a school bus can be a church, but my truck is a sanctuary on late nights when the Jersey barriers on the side of the highway are promises that I want to make to myself when I want an intersection to wrap around my body. I am wondering why I wonder about these things, as if life were a faded photograph of eyes of universes already dead but pulling themselves apart, trying to find the good things. I do see the good things. My mother is not a ghost story I cringe at over fires or flashlights. My mother is incredible, and yet I know when my breath leaves me out of distrust of my will, when a stone is to be still over my head, the single thing I will feel disdain over is the fact that I did not put in the effort
You think of
to spend more time with her.
partings when they left you here below.
Well, it's not all being broken by and by. By and by is a better.
Is a better
Oh, in the sky. God in the sky.
one by one there. Seats were emptied, and one by one they went away. Now the family is parted. Will it be complete one day? Will the circle be unbroken by and by? By and by is a better home awaiting in the sky, in the sky.
I have another one that I normally do too, but due to time, I'm gonna do something that I just wrote the other day that I actually feel is something very important that I need to start talking about. Again, if you want to hear more of any of this, please feel free to talk to me about it, or look stuff up. I have Facebook and Bandcamp and all that. You don't have to like anything, share anything, but if you so happen to want to hear or see more, that exists. You don't have to agree with what I agree with. You don't have to believe in what I believe in, but I know that what I believe in is the truth. And I believe that my life and the things in my life are proof of that. I believe the directions it's taken me is proof of that. In John, I believe it's chapter 13:34 in the Bible. At this point, if y'all know the story of Jesus, he had disciples who were chosen by him to follow him and teach with him. At this point, he began to wash his disciples' feet. And they looked at him and they're like, dude, you're Jesus. Like, why are you washing our feet? Like, this is what we do to you. And he goes, no, that's not the way it is. None of us were sent here for those reasons. I wasn't sent here for that reason. And he states to them that I give you a new commandment. All that stuff from the Old Testament, all the stuff from probably what a lot of you know of the Bible, all those stories and books, He said, I give you a new commandment, and it's to love one another. If you didn't get that already, it's to love one another. He didn't say if you didn't get that already. That's super paraphrasing of what he might have been thinking. But it's to love one another. As I've loved you, love one another. There's been a lot of that surfacing in my life. There's a lot in the Bible. A lot of people think that Christianity is something that it isn't. I'm reading it for the second time in the New Testament, and every single thing in it is about love almost. Every single book has something about love deeply embedded in it. And he say there's, if any foundation, it's love. You don't have to do this, but I think commitment is a big thing. And if you want to eat better, if you want to live better, or you want to talk better, it's literally a point of creating something with solidity to look at and establish everything from. So you don't have to do this. Y'all can do whatever you want. Be it text someone, call someone. I personally think if we could all get together, hug someone here, a random person, someone you know, everybody, so that from this day forward, if you want to live better, if you want to love better, you can look back and go, I did that one night, and I have to hold myself to that for the rest of my life. Laughing is good, I suppose, but in all seriousness, it's a commitment for the rest of your lives to actually put in the first foot to approach every person with the intent to love them. Not to fill some gap you've created, not to fill some crevice or some predetermined conditions. Don't look at people as, oh, that's someone I could date. Don't look at someone, oh, that's someone I could be friends with. Don't look at someone, me and that person are going to hate each other. Approach everyone with the intent only to love them. It's the only way we're going to get anywhere in this world. I think Gougeway might support that. Check them out later. Punch rapists in the face. Don't do that. Don't act with violence, negativity against negativity, but metaphorically punch. You know, Victor's gonna punch himself in the face probably, so he'll do it for him. That's fine. I love you with all of my heart. Now that you are in front of me, I want to tell you one of the most important things that I will ever say to somebody when I hold you. I want you to look into my eyes so that you know how much I mean it when I tell you that I love you with all of my heart. I pray it to be a vessel for things so much bigger than me. I pray that when these moments grow up about us like houses, they do not collapse in onto us like an empty apology. I never want you to feel how heavy, weightless things are. It seems so calm when these floorboards swallow us whole, but I promise that when you pay attention, the noise is deafening. It sounds like wreckage, loud screeches and screaming, crawling over each other, trying to get out like gravity, releasing and sucking back in on our bodies when we let our magnetism loosen and then try to shove it all back together again. We are birds, trapped inside of ourselves, bashing into the walls, pushing off of broken legs and bashing ourselves, our beaks chipping away, slamming into the walls, yelling and slamming into the walls, killing ourselves through insanity, the derivative of the loneliness that we feed ourselves, our bodies twisted into a bouquet of blood and bones. I pray you to know how much you mean to me. I pray that you know how much I appreciate your presence, finite though it possibly is. I pray that I can love you more. I pray that my love is something that you find God through, because He is the reality behind any pure thing that we have ever felt. Out of my anger, you may not move, but I pray that through compassion I can prove that there are better things out there for you. I pray more for you because I care, not because I pity. I pray to tie strings about the underside of your ribs to lift you through this fast-paced drudging on through the sludge and muck, us coughing, our bones, our structure slowly collapsing inward. There being so much weight on our chests, but I will continue to speak until both of us begin again to breathe. The wooden skeleton of the home inside of your body upheaving, tossing about the ocean that you are drowning in inside of the bathtub, inside of your body clustered by nothingness so vast that it's begun to create something so dense, the pressure of which is pressing in onto your skull. Understand that all that you are is too large to be encased in by the things of this world. Do not get trapped in by bones. Do not hug someone if you do not mean it. Wow. I want to always mean it. I want to hug you as if I'm going to find something in that moment. I want to hug you with the intent of drowning in depth. Shallow things like flesh do not much appeal to me anymore, and I want you to know that this is not to gain anything from you, but to give. This is a door opening. If home is where the heart is, then never be light. Carve crevices out of passion and pure intent to the sentiment of others. I do not want to love you blindly, as if I'm just open to opening my arms. I want to love you because I am aware of what love can do, and I do love you for at least taking the moment to consider that I might have actually had something important enough to tell you that it required me requesting your time. I pray it is time well spent, because the hands of our clocks are always grabbing in almost every direction except forward, and their faces grow more and more wrinkles every single day. Oh man. Every single day I pray that the temple of my body is a vessel for the sun to resonate with so much warmth that you never want to let me go, because no matter what the time is, I will always answer the phone for you. I'm telling you this now because I'm just so sick of only saying the things that need to be said when I am ripped for my conveniences. I'm telling you this now because honesty has a point in itself inside of you. There's a tree of life, and I love you for your capacity to grow into such brightness. We shouldn't have to wait until the end of the songs that we sing or the bottom of the messages that we send. We shouldn't have to wait till we are in our deathbeds trying to gurgle it out past our own throats turning over inside of themselves. So I do not care if you missed every single word from there to now, as long as you heard the first line, as long as you know that I love you, though I may not know you, though I may have known you for a long time. Maybe I've known you for a long time, and I even did my best to make sure that you know how important you are in this world, but I love you with all of my heart. I love you with all of my heart, with every single moment for the rest of my life. I shall love you because it's the only thing we need to know how to do.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Thank you, everybody. Stay for all the bands. Part of them are dope. I don't know about the rest, but you know, stay for all of them. Thank you, Steve, for whatever. You know, you have a list probably, so it makes sense. Look up Insignificant Other on Bandcamp when y'all get home.
Don't do that. It's not worth it. It's a trap.
Y'all can do. I'm gonna talk until y'all leave. You've seen me before, Victor.
Thank you. Love you.